What if you've already seen it and didn't realize what it was? A message, hidden in plain sight, waiting for the right person to notice. In the quiet early days of the new year, the internet was humming along as usual. Communities formed, memes were born and died, and digital life unfolded in countless forums and message boards across the globe. But on January 5th, 2012, something different began to stir. An image appeared online, posted anonymously on 4chan. It landed on the B board, a corner of the internet known for its chaotic, ephemeral, and often nonsensical content. Most posts there vanish within minutes, buried under an avalanche of new threads. But this one was different. It didn't scream for attention with bright colors or shocking content. It looked simple, just stark white text on a black background. The message read, "Hello, we are looking for highly intelligent individuals. To find them, we have devised a test." At first glance, many dismissed it as another elaborate prank or a failed attempt at a new internet game. But for a curious few, the stark simplicity was a challenge in itself. They sensed there was more to it than met the eye. But hidden inside it was a message, a clue, embedded within the very fabric of the digital image, waiting to be discovered by someone with the right skills and the right kind of curiosity. And that message would lead to one of the most mysterious puzzles ever created on the internet, a digital rabbit hole that would captivate and confound thousands, known only as Cicada 3301. The image, at first glance, appeared to be nothing more than a simple digital picture, perhaps a piece of abstract art or a corrupted file. But for those with the right knowledge, it was a doorway. Hidden within the pixels, concealed by the clever art of steganography, was a secret. Using specialized software, the layers of the image could be peeled back, revealing what lay dormant underneath. The process was meticulous, like digital archaeology, sifting through hexadecimal code and data streams, and then it emerged. The image contained a block of text. It was encrypted, of course. Another layer of the puzzle. This wasn't just a message. It was a filter, designed to weed out the merely curious from the truly dedicated. The cipher was complex, a modern variation of an ancient code, requiring not just computational power, but a deep understanding of cryptographic history and principles. Hours, perhaps days, were spent by those who found it, running algorithms, testing keys, and searching for the one crucial insight that would unlock its meaning. Finally, with a breakthrough, the garbled characters rearranged themselves into coherent words. Decoded, it read, "We are looking for highly intelligent individuals." The statement was bold, almost arrogant, yet it carried an undeniable allure. It wasn't a job posting or a standard recruitment message. It was a challenge, a declaration of purpose from an unknown entity. Who were we? A secret society? A government agency? A collective of hackers? The message offered no clues, only a clear objective. To find them, we have devised a test. This message, hidden in plain sight on the internet, was merely the first step. The test itself remained a mystery, a series of further puzzles that would undoubtedly escalate in difficulty, demanding an ever greater range of skills in cryptography, data analysis, and unconventional thinking. The message concluded with an abruptness that was as chilling as it was intriguing. There was no signature, no explanation, just a name: Cicada 3301. What followed wasn't a simple riddle. It was a layered system of challenges involving cryptography, data encryption, and hidden information buried inside images. Only a handful of people could even begin solving it. Then something even stranger happened. The puzzle moved into the real world. Posters began appearing in cities across the globe, from the United States to Europe to Asia, each one containing another piece of the puzzle. To progress further, Participants had to decode references to obscure literature, philosophy, cybersecurity concepts, even ancient texts. This wasn't random. It was designed to filter people, not just for intelligence, but for persistence. And then, people started disappearing. Not physically, but digitally. Those who claimed to reach the final stages stopped posting. No updates, no explanations, just silence. In the vacuum, left by Cicada 3301's silence, the internet's rumor mill churned relentlessly. Speculation spread quickly, branching into countless theories, each more elaborate than the last. Online forums and chat rooms buzzed with activity as amateur sleuths and digital detectives tried to piece together the puzzle. Who was behind this elaborate, global enigma? And more importantly, what was their ultimate goal? The mystery was a magnet for the curious and the conspiratorial alike, drawing in anyone who had ever felt the pull of an unsolved riddle. The most prevalent and perhaps most plausible theory was that it was a recruitment program. The puzzles tested a very specific and rare combination of skills: cryptography, steganography, classical literature, and philosophy. This wasn't a game for casual players. It was a sophisticated filter designed to find individuals with a unique intellectual profile. Some believed it was a recruitment program for a clandestine government agency. The nature of the challenges led many to point fingers at intelligence services, possibly linked to organizations like the NSA, GCHQ, or even Russia's FSB. These agencies are in a constant high-stakes war for talent, seeking out the brightest minds capable of navigating the shadowy world of cyber espionage and national security. Cicada 3301, in this view, was an unconventional but brilliant HR campaign. Others thought it was a group of elite hackers. This theory suggested Cicada was a digital secret society, a modern-day Knights Templar for the information age. They weren't recruiting for a government, but for their own ranks. Their goals could have been anything from promoting online privacy and freedom of information to planning sophisticated cyber heists or acts of hacktivism. A third popular idea was that it was a private organization searching for talent. Perhaps a cutting-edge tech company, a cryptocurrency think tank, or a private intelligence firm was looking to build a team of unparalleled problem solvers. By creating the world's most difficult hiring test, they could attract the kind of innovative thinkers who wouldn't be found through traditional channels. Yet, for all the digital ink spilled and all the hours spent debating, no theory was ever confirmed. Cicada 3301 remained a ghost in the machine, its identity and purpose shrouded in layers of digital encryption and deliberate misdirection. The truth, it seemed, was the final puzzle that no one could solve. What made it even stranger is that it didn't happen just once. New puzzles appeared again in 2013, and then again in 2014. Each time following the same pattern, each time ending the same way, with silence. What makes Cicada 3301 so unusual is that it's not a myth. It actually happened. The puzzles were real. The clues were real. The global coordination was real. But the identity behind it remains unknown. Somewhere out there, someone designed a puzzle so complex that only a handful of people could solve it, and then disappeared without ever explaining why. If you're fascinated by real internet mysteries, subscribe to Ghosts in the Machine, like the video, and share it with someone who thinks they've seen everything online. Because the deeper you go into the internet, the stranger it gets.